ball! Back at it, hold. Go forward. Zach has put the ball out. Kian, make sure we don't come up on the ball in the tackle. Got to clear out of them, okay? Stay on! Right, boys! Keep them in. Wait for the foot. Go. And the rook, Harry! Hold. Hold. Go on. Don't trap him, Ethan. Outside, Jacob! Hold. Fence it away! Find his goal line. Wait. Go straight. Clear that rope. Fence it! Thanks, all, Harry. Yeah, fine. Cade, Fenton. You can come as well if you want, Harry. Harry? Listen, boys, we're nice and early in the game. There's nothing in the contact. What I don't need... Listen, let me finish, okay? What I don't need is you two coming together and stopping this game. If there's any more and it keeps escalating, I'm not scared of sitting people down, okay? That's the message, and do we both understand? Yes? So it's tackle 4, Luke Thompson over here. Luke, tackle 4. On this goal line. off the ball! Hold. Take. Make the take. Move together. Step back. Do not go early. Go fast. Hold attention. To outside. Eaton away. Hold. Go on. Brad up in square. Luke here. Wait. Out on it. Luke made the 10. So now. Out. Luke. Back Luke. Wait. Luke move. Hold Brad. Wait. Go on. From Huddersfield! Help! Police! Back, wait! Hurry up now! seconds. And in. Off. Out.
Good evening and welcome one and all. Daz Reynolds in live chat already. Big up, says Daz. Big up to you as well, mate. Get them votes in nice and early. Wigan Warriors hosting St Helens. St Helens in all sorts of turmoil before this game starts. Sacking manager Paul Rowley. You can look at it whichever way you want. They've not actually given one single reason as to why they've given the flick. But he's got the old Spanish elbow regardless of what anybody says. Frankie's in live chat, she says, come on, Wigan. Paul Rowley, it all comes down to results not being good enough. Yet, the board have acknowledged that he's got injuries. So what? So have Wigan. So has Warrington. So has every club. So it's no excuse. So they have given him the flick. Interim manager or interim coach will be Eamon Carroll, who was assistant to Paul Rowley. So I don't quite understand the timing. We'll go more about this at half time. We'll talk about this. But the timing of it is very odd indeed. Team lineups tonight. Lady Joan Boston, by the way, passed away on, I think it was Thursday. So Billy Boston's good lady. Rest in peace. There's a minute's silence going on. Garth Smith's in live chat. He says, let's get ready to rumble. I totally agree with you. So does my Jack Russell. Something's flown up his nose. Yeah, St Helens, they go with Jack Wellesby, Harry Robertson, Tristan Saylor, Shane Wright, Jacob Host, Lewis Murphy, Joe Shorrocks, Jake Burns. Do you know, as soon as this camera goes on in the microphone, it's like a starting pistol for dogs. Jake Burns, Jacob Douglas, Jake Davis, Jackson Hastings, captain, Daniel Saluka Fafita, Jed Cartwright, interchanges, Delaney, Sinclair, Humphreys, Evans, and 18th man Jack Campbell. The Warriors, here we go. Great news for Wigan Warriors fans. They go with Jai Field, Zach Eckersley, Adam Kieran, Jake Wardle. No surprise there. Back in at number 5, Liam Marshall. He's back. He's back. Aidan Prescott says, come on, you Saints. Aidan, what are you thinking about Rowley's departure? Let me know, mate. I'd love to hear from a Saints fan. Frankie says, birds on the roof. Indeed, Garth. Yeah. Aidan Prescott, let us know your thoughts, mate. And you're welcome in live chat, by the way. I do support Wigan Warriors, but everybody is welcome, mate. You will get a warm welcome, that is for sure. Yeah, so Liam Marshall back in for Wigan. Not on the bench, he's starting as well. Number 6, Bevan French, back from injury. Harry Smith, he'll be captain. Liam Farrell's still out with that arm injury. Number 8, Ethan Havard. Brad O'Neill, Luke Thompson, Cade Ellis, Ollie Partington, and Taylor Kerr. Interchanges is Sam Walters, Patrick Mago, Noah Hodkinson, Shea O'Connor, George O'Loughlin, he's the 18th man. I've got a blocked ear. And I can't, you know when you get a blocked ear and you can't tell how loud you're talking, so I'm trying to have a look at my monitor down there and it shows that I'm not shouting. So that's a good sign. Come on, Aidan Prescott. Nail your colours to the mast, mate. Rowley going. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? "366 times these two clubs have met in the past in all competitions. That's before tonight. Wigan have won 209 of them. St Helens have won 139 with, surprisingly, 18 draws. Oh, doing my Swede in that ear, I tell you now. It's almost like you've got to, when you land, and you've got to unpop your ears when you're in an aeroplane. Daz Reynolds says, if Wigan win tonight, do they go top? Don't think they do, mate. Just on. We will have a look. We'll have a look at it. But I think they... I'm not sure how the points difference has gone. We're underway. Wigan kicking from right to left. St Helens get us underway. Thompson drives it in straight away into a wall of taupey, bluey kind of colours. And kind of bounces backwards, then has another go into the line of St Helens defenders. Let's have a look for Daz. So as things stand at the minute, mate, Wigan are in second. Shock defeat last week for Leeds, wasn't it? Woo-hoo. That was an absolute shocker. So looking at this... no, I don't think they would, mate, because Leeds have got a superior points difference. So even if Wigan win tonight, we would still be in second place. And Leeds have still got that game in hand, remember. But they've still got to play Wigan. So that is a humongous game. St Helens, 15 yards out, just getting up to their own 20. But that's 5 tackles gone. Cool. That's a drive forward for him for Peter, but he can only get up to the 30. Once again, Sky are all over with the graphics. The 5th tackle comes in from Wellesby. He's kicked on his own 40. Good kick, actually. Jai Field picks it up on his own 10. He's already up to the 20, though. Frankie James says, I'll have to cuff your ear, Jimmy. Yeah. Failing that, hold your nose and blow. I tried that already, giving it one of them. And it kind of did. It almost made it worse, if anything. Here we go, Liam Marshall, shaven-headed, driving it in. Wigan up to their own 40. Brad O'Neill, one-handed pickup, goes himself, almost breaks the line. Number 14, Jacob Host with an ankle tap there. Thompson brings it forward now. 5th tackle, Wigan on the 30. Bevan French puts a little chip kick in. Comes down about 11 yards out. I think it was knocked forward by Wigan. Bevan French is claiming it was knocked forward by St Helens, as he would. And we'll have a little look now. Now, it's knocked forward by Adam Kieran. So that'll be the handover to St Helens. But already, Wigan making easy yardage on the when they're in possession. Going to be a hot night once again for these players, but we've had hot weather all over. There could be a swinging arm. There could be a Wigan player in a little bit of trouble here. It could be Taylor Kerr. I think he was trying to put the arm into wrap, but whether he made contact with the head, I'm not sure. There's a high tackle. Oh, no, he slipped into the tackle himself. It was nothing to do with... No, he slipped into the tackle. Nothing more than a high tackle. It is a penalty. But the penalty was given for the slip. Eamon Carroll's got a pensive look on his face already. We've only been going 3.5 minutes. It was Jake Davis, by the way, who slipped into the tackle. He's fine, though, to carry on. Jake Burns in at dummy half, spreads it left. Just inside Wigan's 20, 2 tackles gone. Hastings to Fafita. Gets over the 20, but no further. Jake Burns spreading it right. They've broke the line with Wellesby, have St Helens. They're over for the first try. Blimey O'Reilly. Well, that's 4 points on the board straight away. The St Helens fans are celebrating. The ones that are bothered turning up, by the way. Aidan Prescott, where's all of the St Helens fans tonight? What's happened with your season ticket sales that have all died off? Where's all this kissing the badge from the fans and all of that? St Helens forever. As soon as they go through a bit of a hard time, they've all gone down the old Kermit the Frog. Good try there, though, from St Helens. It was Burns spreading it right to Hastings. Short pass to Wellesby. Who was that? Cade Ellis with an awful attempt at a tackle there. Shocking. Not good enough. Not good enough. Do you know, I hope Wigan don't think that they're just going to steamroll St Helens tonight because of everything that's been going on, because that is probably not going to be the case. Let's get that 4 on the board for the Saints. And I tell you what, Jackson Hastings won't be missing this conversion either. So you can pretty much say Wigan 0, St Helens 6. %71% think that Wigan will win tonight. I'm surprised it's not higher than that, to be honest. Straight through for Hastings, no problem at all. Frankie James says, Wigan, what's going on? I'll tell you what's going on, Frankie James. Not switched on. It did come from a lucky penalty, though, to be honest. Because it was, I think it was Burns who slipped into the tackle. No, Jake Davis it was who slipped into the tackle. Got the penalty for a high shot. What are you supposed to do when his head's around your friggin' ankles? Back underway. Saints 15 yards out. 2 tackles gone. Driving forward well in the tackle though, St Helens. And again, 3 tackles gone. Up to their own 30. Burns trying to come down the right hand side with Robertson. Joe Shorrock's nice offload there to Wellesby. Wellesby thought about breaking the line, then he's put a little grubber kick through that's been collected by Jai Field. Manages to stay in play as well. It was Lewis Murphy who thought about pulling him into touch, but the referee called held, so did the right thing and stopped the push, otherwise you're just giving away a penalty. Liam Marshall bringing it in once again. 4 tackles gone for the Warriors, up to their own 40. Adam Kieran driving it towards halfway, but can't quite get there. Fifth tackle coming up for the Warriors. It's going to be a kick, probably on halfway line by Harry Smith. Well, just outside the 40 by the time he puts the kick in. Robertson in at dummy half. Murphy drives it forward. He's met by Partington, Taylor Kerr and Brad O'Neill. Up to their own 30 now with Jackson Hastings. 4 tackles gone. Up to their own 40. Thought about a ball steal there, Ollie Partington, until Bevan French got involved. Wellesby on his own 40 looking to break the line. Short pass to Saylor. Saylor up to Wigan's 40. That'll be the 5th tackle. Jacob Douglas in at dummy half, gets it back to Wellesby. Kick comes in, Field takes it about 3 yards out to the left of the post. He's jinking and jiving, gets about 8 yards out. Good set by St Helens and a good end to the set as well. Liam Marshall driving it in, he's met by Peter and Shorrocks. Now Eckersley has a go, he gets to about 25 yards out. Jai Field in at dummy half, spreads it left to Ethan Havard. Goes into contact with Robertson. Robertson trying to steal that ball off him. Burns was in the tackle though. He's got to let go of it. Wigan, they've got an overlap. Two-man overlap down the right-hand side now. It's Eckersley. He's got Adam Kieran on the outside. It's a foot race. Can Kieran, he's got support inside to Bevan French. Here we go. The Warriors. Beautiful play. They had a two-man overlap down the sides of St Helens on that right-hand side. Normally, you'll see Eckersley being the person on the wing who takes the pass from Adam Kieran. Not on this occasion. It was Adam Kieran who was on the outside. Didn't quite have the same pace as Zach Eckersley, but he had support on the inside from Bevan French. And as soon as French got hold of that ball, he lit the afterburners. Didn't even really need to. It was a nice pass from... It was French who started that, actually. Who did he draw in there? I think he drew Jake Burns in. Yeah, he did. That's not going to be chalked off for any reason, so we're quite confident in putting that 4 points on the board. Whoop, whoop. And to be honest, it'll be a pretty simple conversion to come as well for Adam Kieran. Lovely try there. A little bit concerning that that try Wigan let in early on. It was just good, steady play from St Helens going through the set of six and finding the gap with Wellesby. It wasn't like some wonderful bit of skill. Kieran, he's having a look at the posts. There we go, no problem. His 102nd goal of the season. What's the scores on the door, Smith's Ford? It's all square, 6-all. Garth Smith says, Bevan's back, love it. He certainly is, mate. And have you seen who's playing at number 5? Liam Marshall back in the squad. Good to see as well, Noah Hodgkinson on as an interchange. Fractured his skull, didn't he? Had the operation. He's back. He's not been off, what is it, 4 weeks? Sailor gets us back underway. Jyfield takes it about 4 yards out. Little offload to Thompson. Thompson drives it in. He's met by Shorrocks, but he's driven backwards. Fafita was in there. Where can Ethan Havard get to? Oh, St Helens and me caught offside there. A little bit too eager. Send him off. Give him 10. 10 in the bin for that offside. We're going to be starting on their own 40 now from that penalty. Easy yardage. Thompson trying to get to the halfway line. Can't quite do it. But Ethan Havard can. Good tackle there for St Helens from Jed Cartwright. Then Allison says, what is a cast score? The cast score is, mate, Jyfield's trying to break free. There's finally tackled by Jake Burns and Tristan Saylor. Castleford score is Wakefield 6, Castleford 0. 15 minutes gone there, so it's mirroring almost what's gone on here. And it was Matty Staunton who got the try, converted by Matty Jowett. And Liam Marshall's just been done for the tackle in the air there on Jacob Douglas. He's saying he challenged for the ball, which he was, but no point arguing with the referee, is there? I'll keep you updated tonight, Ben Allison, on the cast score. I don't think there's anything for Castleford tonight, despite what happened last time out. I think Wakefield will put the points on the board. Shorrocks is driving it forward for St Helens. Gets the offload away there to Hastings. Saints up to their own 40. 3 tackles gone. Who was that? Davis, Jake Davis. Shocking pass. Kept possession Saints, but they're going to be kicking Wellesby inside his own 40. Goes to the right hand side. He's spotted. Oh, almost a 40-20 there for Wellesby. Jai Field just keeps that ball in play. Then he comes back in. Now they're saying that Jai Field's knocked that ball on. He's kind of saying, what? Jai Field, with that guilty look on his face, which makes me think, yeah, he did. He dropped it. He dropped it into the as he went into the tackle. And Ben Allison, if you're still there, Casser on the score sheet, mate. Try scorer to follow. But it's Wakefield 6, Castleford 4. And now, 15 yards out, centre field, we've got a scrum head and feed to St Helens. Bateman Carroll's trying to not show any emotion, but he's got to be pleased with his start so far. Robertson coming down that right-hand side. They're in at the corner again. Far too easy for St Helens. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with this Wigan defence down this left-hand side. But they are in again. And it's Jacob Douglas. 4 tries this season. And he won't score an easier try. I can tell you that. Daz Reynolds says Derby again next week for Wigan. V. Lee away. Yeah, it'll be a difficult game that, you know, mate. That will be a difficult game. I'm flying out to Poland on Monday. And I fly back on Thursday. So hopefully we can cover all of the Rugby League next week. Yeah, just far too easy. Far too easy once again down this right-hand side. That conversion. Ben Allison, that conversion's gone in now. It's all square. Wakefield 6, Castleford 6. Jacob Douglas signing from Wigan. Coming back to Warrington today, isn't it? Let's get this ride on the chalk there for Jackson Hastings. He's put it through as well. He's put it through, no messing. Game on, ladies and gentlemen, game on. If you thought that Saints were going to come here and get steamrolled, if you were a Wigan fan, think again. It ain't happening like that, I can tell you. The thing is, Wigan often do this, don't they, in the first half. They're a bit naff in the first half, and then they come good in the second half, but can't keep relying on doing that. Fafita drives it in. Saints starting on their own 10. I've not forgot about the clock. We'll be starting at 17:24 in 4 seconds time. There we go. Robertson again. Tristan Saylor. They're coming down this right hand side. St Helens. Whether they're trying to target Liam Marshall, hoping he's not fit. But so far they've had good success, because that's where the 2 tries have come from. Burns to Hastings on the halfway line. Puts the kick in down the right hand side. It's taken by Field on his own 10. Gets to about 18 yards out. Shorrocks in there with the tackle. Harry Smith in at dummy half. Spreads it right to Marshall. Marshall to Eckersley. Eckersley gets about 22 yards out. Forward Saints plays. Make sure he goes no further. Bevan French in at dummy half. Got pass inside to Liam Marshall. Gets up to the 30. Brad O'Neill. Normal services resume. Right to Bevan French. Short pass to Partington. He thought about letting that pass go to Kieran, but 0-sum gain there. Everybody was well marked, so he takes the tackle. Havard gets over the halfway line. Fifth tackle coming up. Smith is going to be kicking about 45 yards out. Down this left-hand side. Douglas with a good catch. Then he comes inside. He's finally brought down by Taylor Kerr. Cade Ellis helps. Then Robertson in at dummy half. Spreads it left to Sailor. Now it's with Murphy. Gets to about 22 yards out. Brought down by French. Wellesby. Ships it left. That's been knocked on by Saints. Wigan will steal that. That was number. I'm not sure who that was, but Harry Smith's trying to do a bit of a jive field there. Does well. Gets up to the 30. So that was a 0 tackle. Brad O'Neill and another set of 6 again. Taylor Kerr gets up to the 20. Now there's a penalty. And it was Jake Davis with the loose carry in the tackle. So Wigan have got a penalty 15 yards out to the left of the post slightly. Not going for the 2. No point in doing that at this stage of the game, is there? Bevan French there gets tackled, going nowhere. A little bit static. Havard gets up to just outside the 10. O'Neill, dummy half, goes left to Bevan French. Wigan have got numbers down the left-hand side. Quick hands needed. Wardle dummies the pass. He's going to get there himself. No, he just can't outstretch his arm. Good scrambling defence there from St Helens. O'Neill, centre field, 10 yards out. Wigan trying to come down the right-hand side. Beautiful floated pass. There was a hand stuck up by, I think it was Davis for St Helens, trying to intercept it. That was the last hope. And as soon as it bypassed him, Eckersley, he's in at the right-hand corner again for his 550th try this season. It's a lot, isn't it? Is it 22 he's got? 20 tries this season so far for Eckersley. He's having a good season. Wigan, that was a little bit too easy. Very similar to what Saints have scored down Wigan's right. Wellesby couldn't get across. That'll be 4 on the board for the Warriors. Still trailing, but the conversion to come. Let's have a look in live chat. Daz Reynolds says, when do you think Farrell will be back? When will Liam Farrell be back for Wigan? I don't know, mate. It's his arm, isn't it? He got a bit of a stinger, and I don't know if he trapped his nerve or not. From what we've read so far, at least 4 to 6 weeks, and that's before he's reassessed. So he's not. It's not going to be any time. It's not going to be any time soon. But the club, they've not even released a date or an expected date. So it's going to be at least another 2 or 3 weeks, and then we'll get an idea of when he can come back. But yeah, no time soon. Straight through the middle there for Adam Kieran. So square once again, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a game on. Ben Allison says, what's the cast score? Cast score is still 6-all, mate. And it was Weaver with the try, and Weaver converting his own try. Levelling things up there. I wouldn't mind Cast taking the points off Wakefield tonight as a Wigan fan. Do us a favour. Daz Reynolds says Derby again next week. Yep, we did that one. So yeah, as for Farrell, mate, no date set yet, but it's not imminent. Let's check that clock. 22. Yeah. Just pause it for a few seconds. Yeah, don't forget, put your votes in. 80% think Wigan win today. We'll redo that at half time. Cade Ellis driving it forward on the 4th. Looks for the offload there to Brad O'Neill. Jake Cartwright's getting some treatment there. Harry Smith breaks a tackle. Then he breaks another tackle and he's finally brought down by Shorrocks. Then he's... Oh, no, he's lost the ball, trying to play the ball really quickly. Are Wigan going to challenge it? I wouldn't, because it just looks a bit sloppy. He was still being held down by Shorrocks. Shorrocks has got hold of him by the scruff, still holding him down while Shorrocks is getting up. But that's... You've still got that responsibility to keep that ball secure while you get to your feet, whether you're being pulled down like that or not. Let the referee give the penalty. As soon as that ball slips out, you've had it. You're going to get what we got there, which is a penalty for a knock-on, or it's going to be a scrum head and feed, put it that way, to St Helens. Garth Smith says, Jimmy, did you see Joe Burgess' try last night? Mate, he lit the afterburners there, didn't he? Interception, and was it 95 yards he went? If you look behind me, these are the highlights. I've got some of Wigan's highlights, but here is the Hull highlights from last night, so you'll see him shortly. Daz Reynolds says there's a game on the BBC tomorrow, Levy Warrington, 5:30 kickoff. Yeah, that'll be a good game, that, mate. That will be a good game. Do you know when they keep going on about St Helens injuries? Sick of hearing about it. Paul Rowley, we know he had injuries, and yeah, the board recognised that, but they still give him the Spanish elbow, so you've recognised it, but you've not taken it into consideration. If you don't think he's good enough, get rid of him. That's why you've got rid of him. Just come out and say it. We all know it, but they've not come out and give a single reason. They've just given a summary of what's happened, and it's like... Just say you're not happy with results and you want to change. But yeah, what about Warrington? Their injury list is absolutely horrific. Wigan's had a little bit of a shocker. But I tell you what, these Saints fans, they're not backing the club, are they? They're not backing the club. Look at the amount of tickets they've sold for tonight's game. What is there? How many fans are there tonight? About 100? 150. How many Saints fans are buying season tickets? They're dropping off quicker than chip into the corner for that man Eckersley. As long as he's onside, that's another 4 on the board for the Warriors. It's been given. Seagulls are out in force. We'll just talk you through this try again in 1 second. 21 tries now for Eckersley. Is he going for man of the match again? He's got to be a contender already, hasn't he? So it was a one-handed pick-up about 25 yards out from Brad O'Neill. Spreads it right to French. French 15 yards out. Just chips one into the corner. Perfectly weighted for Zach Eckersley. As soon as he got his hands on that ball, that was it. It's a done deal. Murphy came across, tried pushing Eckersley into touch, but no chance of that happening. Yeah, it's good that game's on tomorrow night, Daz. Levy Warrington on terrestrial TV. Need to get more fans interested in Rugby League, that is for sure. It's also good that every game is shown live on Sky Sports, and it's also good that the bookmakers are showing certain games. The ones that are not shown on Sky Sports, all the bookmakers have got over at Bet365 and Sky Bet, well, obviously. Betfred, they'll have them. Adam Kieran, good strike, straight through the middle. Straight through the middle, no problems whatsoever. The Warriors take a lead. $18 points to 12. Jed Cartwright's come off. He's got his thigh strapped up there. I don't know if it's his hamstring or his thigh. But he's got that subdued look on his face. So whether he's not coming back, I don't know. Tristan Saylor gets us back underway. Tomorrow afternoon, Daz Reynolds, we have got day one. West Indies v Pakistan, first test at the Brian Lara Stadium. Trinidad. Join us for that one, mate. And then Sunday evening, we've got the big one. Biswa Krakow back in action in the extra classer. First game of the season. Looking forward to that. I fly out to Poland on the Monday. I wish I'd have flown on the Sunday because hopefully we'd have got tickets for that. But it just didn't work out with the flights. Wigan put the kick in there. Murphy takes it 5 yards out centre field. Runs into the brick wall that is Patrick Mago, ably assisted by Adam Kieran and Ollie Partington. Jackson Hastings in at dummy half, spreads it right. Saints still inside their own 20. Patrick Mago come flying into the tackle then and didn't make contact. Luckily for whoever that was for Saints. Sailor makes decent yardage. Burns gets it right to Jackson Hastings. Now he spreads it left to Wellesby. Wellesby just outside his own 40 puts a high kick in. Taken by Jai Field just inside his own 20. He's looking for a gap in the line. Still going lateral. Gets brought down by Delaney. Eckersley driving it in. Delaney with another good tackle. William Marshall drives it forward. Wigan over their own 30. 3 tackles gone though. Who was that messing about at the play of the ball? It was Matty Evans. Got away with it though. Whoa, you can't be doing that, son. Cade Ellis had the ball there, was tackled, and then somebody's come in tackling him below the knee. He got away with it anyway. Marshall, coming down his left-hand side, was going to get pushed into touch as St Helens defenders came over, so he did his trademark diagonal kick inside. Couldn't get it past the defender, though, for St Helens. Good defence that from St Helens. There was 1, 2, 3 St Helens defenders there coming to push Liam Marshall into touch. So he did try putting that kick in. And then Wellesby goes to ground and he gets a penalty for a supposed high tackle. He's right funny and he gets on my nerves, Wellesby. Tries milking it. Now it's been knocked on. Now referee said it's been pulled out by Cade Ellis. Cobblers. Oh, Thompson's got his hands all over that ball. Yeah, I'll take that back. Not that Wellesby's a right ball bag. He is. Ooh, Ben Allison. Wakefield 6, Castleford 10. Hang on a minute. What's going on here now? Somebody been binned as well for Wakefield. Possibly. Yeah, Wellesby tried milking that and got away with it. I don't like seeing that. It was literally lay on the floor as a tackle came in. Wellesby puts a little kick in there. It's picked up by Bevan French though. Can he light the afterburners? That's tested his hamstrings, that's for sure. He's brought down by Shorrocks. Do you know, Shorrocks was always a good player when he was at Wigan, but since he's gone to St Helens, I think he's a better player. I think he's thriving with the responsibility that he's got while he's there. Another set of 6 for Wigan on St Helens is 40. Thompson drives it in. Didn't even sidestep there, just straight through the St Helens defenders. Didn't get very far though. Now Mago drives it in. One-handed pick up by Brad O'Neill. 10 yards out, right under the post. Offload to Thompson. Another set of 6 here for the Warriors. Saints have got to crumble under this pressure now. Now they're coming left. Smith dummies the pass. Then the ample bulk of Patrick Mago gets in the way, so he kind of takes the tackle there, Smith. Now it's Cade Ellis, 10 yards out. Dancing around. Now Adam Kieran's knocked it on. It's come to Eckersley, but he's knocked it on in the tackle as Adam Kieran. That ball flew out as well, so whether there was two in the tackle and there was... No, he was trying to get the offload away. And there was only one in the tackle anyway. It was Jake Burns, so well done. Well defended by... It was Jake Davis. Wide. Jake Davis with a good tackle there. So despite getting that 6 again, Warriors, they couldn't make the most of it. Saint scrum head and feed, 10 yards out, centre field. Jacob Douglas in it, dummy half, spreads it to Sailor. Sailor gets over the 20, 25 yards out, does well. Jackson Hastings comes in at dummy half. Has a little scamper himself, gets about 10 yards. So St Helens, now they're over their own 40. The problem is 4 tackles gone. And it's with Robertson. What can he do? He gets to the halfway line. Gets a couple of yards over there as well with Ellis and Thompson in the tackle, so he did well. Jake Burns spreads it right. There's a kick coming. Marshall takes it on his own 10. Goes lateral, then diagonal, then straightens it up. Can't quite get to the 20. What can Eckersley do? He gets over the 20, but Jackson Hastings meets him. Now Kieran onto the ball. At pace, up to the 40. One-handed pick up by O'Neill. Spreads it left to Smith. Sam Walters is on for the Warriors. I didn't see which interchange it was. Offload on the 40 to Harry Smith. 4 tackles gone. He gets up to the 30. Right. Got to stop the clock here. The doctors come on the field. I'm not sure which player it is for. Is that for Harry Robertson? No. No, it's Matty Evans. I just saw the head guard then, and it's Matty Evans. So he's being helped off by the doctor. So straight away, as soon as the doctor's on the field, the game stops. He's just said to Harry Smith, who's walked past, said, "No, I'm fine." And it was as he went into that tackle. Adam Kieran, when I said he hit the line at pace, he did. And the first person he hit was Matty Evans. So Matty Evans did his job for his team, but he's paid the price at the minute, so he'll be off for 10. That'll probably be a HIA. So it's on the... So it is a penalty on the 30 for Wigan in St Helens' half. So Wigan are going to take the 2. It's pretty central as well. It's a kind of... It's a nailed on 2 points. And I suppose, going into half-time, approaching 35 minutes. Well, Wakefield and Castleford, it is now Castleford 12, Wakefield 12, sorry, Castleford 10. So that conversion attempt, they put it up as being scored and it wasn't. It is Wakefield 12, Castleford 10. It was Carrickare with the try for Cass on 25 minutes. And Fatilli with the try for Wakefield, once again converted by Jowett. So I thought there might have been a sin bin in there as well, but it's not showing, so I'm seeing things. So this will be a pretty straightforward 2 points for the Warriors. Adam Kearney just has a glance at the kick countdown. Try saying that after a few beers. Left-footed. Has he pushed it left? He has. He's pushed it to the left. Well, I thought that would have been a nailed on 2 points. Not one of the easier kicks he'll ever get. What, are you not happy as well? The clock, we bang on with that. We can't add the 2 on. Should have been simple 2 points that for Adam Kieran. He kind of looked shocked when he missed it. Maybe coming out in sympathy with Jackson Hastings from his attempt the last time these two met at the Magic weekend. Shocking attempt, wasn't it, from Jackson Hastings, that. I was convinced he was going to go close. It was a difficult kick, but I thought it was going to be close. Garbage, wasn't it? 10, 15 yards to the right-hand side of the post. Absolute cack. As soon as he hit it, he knew. He's a good kicker as well. Wigan on Saints 30. Now they're coming down the left-hand side. Walters with a loose pass there. Saints are coming down the right-hand side. That ball's been kicked out. It was Douglas. Would have been interesting if he hadn't have kicked it out into touch. Because it would have been a foot race between Douglas, Tristan Saylor, Jai Field. And that would have been it. Marshall was still on the floor after making the attempt for the ball, so he would have been out of that play and it would have been a foot race. So it's Adam Kieran now saying it's offside again. Or is there a... No, it's Patrick Mago who's just... I thought Saints were offside, so from the first play, the referee's saying that Patrick Mago's shoulder charged. I don't know what he was doing there. He's a bit unlucky, Mago, to be honest. I think the referee was being a bit of a cocky. There was nothing in it. There was no appeal from St Helens because it was nothing. He looked really chuffed like he'd spotted something that no one else had, the referee. That might be Wigan tinted glasses, but I don't care. Byrne spreads it right to Robertson. Robertson with a good take because it was a high pass. Fast hands there. Now it's with Tristan Saylor. He's about 25 yards out down the right hand side. Douglas in at dummy half. Inside to Robertson. Robertson goes back. Now Douglas is going lateral. He's got Harry Smith. Dumps him to the ground. That'll be 4 tackles gone. Shorrock centre field on the 20-yard line. A pass there too. A pass there to Jackson Hastings, then Hastings inside to Wellesby. Wellesby gets dumped on his back. The Wigan fans enjoyed that. Now a little chip on the 5th comes in for Hastings. It's picked up by Robertson. He's gone over. He's only going to dump it down. Oh, what on earth is going on? What on earth is going on? It was a great little chip kick. It was Jackson Hastings who put it on a sixpence, as the saying goes, for Robertson. Still had a lot to do, Robertson, as well. Once he kick came in from 15 yards, centre field. It went over to the right. Harry Smith didn't challenge for that ball. Robertson leapt and had momentum. And once he took that, he knocked Jai Field backwards. Jake Wardle couldn't turn him on his back and secure the ball. Harry Smith was more interested in trying to block the run instead of competing for that ball because there was nobody else in that vicinity for Wigan who could have challenged. It was Harry Smith who needed to challenge. Yeah, he's not the tallest, but at least challenge. Oh, hello. Hang on a minute. I'm saying Jake Wardle. Wait a minute, ladies and gentlemen. Hold your horses. If you're a Saints fan, don't start celebrating just yet. I'm not sure if that's a captain's challenge or if it's just waiting for the video referee. It is the video referee. So, Wardle's in attendance. Jai Field bounces off. Wardle's got his arm underneath, but I thought I thought that at that stage the ball's down, but oh hello, it looks like Wardle's arm might be underneath. But you can't quite, the angle you need to see, you can't see the ball, so it might be insufficient evidence to overturn the on-field decision of a try. We won't put the points on yet. There's a certain point where you can't see the ball. Now, whether they'll say that insufficient evidence means the on-field decision of a try stands, we'll find out. We'll find out now. It's come through quickly, that. No try. No try. The Wigan fans are celebrating. And you know, when you have bad luck, you always have more bad luck, don't you, it seems. Well, I thought it was a try. And now, oh, that's a try. Now they show us a different angle that they don't show you when the video referee's looking at it. That, for me, looked like a try. But, well done, Jake Wardle. I think that's a little bit unlucky there for St Helens. Right, Wigan bringing it out. So we've got 39 seconds to go. Mago's driving it forward. I've paused my clock now. Forget that. We've got 25. Mago gets an offload away to Thompson. Wigan are down the right-hand side, but there's no overlap there at all. Adam Kieran's wrapped up. Now that ball's come free. It's gone backwards. It's picked up by Ollie Partington. Referee says play on. Probably 2 plays left and then we'll be done. Cade Ellis trying to break the line there. Host it was with a tackle. Wigan coming down the left-hand side. That'll be the half-time hooter. There we go. That's it. Half-time, ladies and gentlemen. Wigan Warriors 18. St Helens 12. And let me tell you, it's been a lot closer. It's been a lot closer than we thought. And wouldn't you know, at half-time, first player over to the referee moaning like a little bitch. Jack Wellesby. Like he's going to change his mind and say, actually, Jack, you know, now you've pointed it out, I think you could be right, son. Hang on a minute. Let's all go. He's not, is he? Just shut your mouth and get back in at half-time. Let your new coach, Eamon O'Carroll, have a few words with you. Whew. What a first half that was. It went quickly, I know that. And it didn't go quite as I expected. I thought St Helens might be a little bit more disjointed, and you know, when it comes to the final play, set of 6, 5th tackle, it gets a little bit messy, doesn't it? Not at all with Saints. They were quite well disciplined. It'll be interesting, the stats at half time, to see what the completion rates were and the possession. Wakefield at half time, it's Wakefield 18, Castleford 10. It was another try before half time from Jowett. So he's got 1, 2, 3 conversions and a try. So Wakefield going great guns. Standings at the moment. As things stand, Wakefield they'd be in 3rd place. Actually, I want to see the live standings. Where's the live standings? Yeah, I don't know what went on last week with Leeds losing. I had that as just a nail. I just didn't see anything at all. I didn't see anything at all in that game for Castleford. I thought they'd put in a decent performance. They always do. But they just they're a bit Yorkie, aren't they? They put a good performance in, but they don't come away with the points. They did last week. Tight as well, wasn't it? 36-34. In live chat, Garth Smith says Wigan need to concentrate more on defence. Starting to concede a lot of points. You make a good point there, mate. You make a good point. I mean, the 10 against Huddersfield were a little bit sloppy. Warrington, 18 points. All right. Warrington struggling with injuries, though. Magic Weekend, 14. Conceded against St Helens. 16 against Hull FC. And the one that stands out for me was we put 72 on York. But York later on put 20 points, was it 22 points on Wigan? So it is something that they need to tighten up on. Interesting, both of them tries for St Helens came down the right hand side, so Wigan's left. It's normally down Wigan's right, isn't it? Where you've got Eckersley and Kieran, where most teams seem to be a little bit more dynamic against Wigan. Whether it's because you're passing the ball from right to left and it makes it a little bit easier. Most people are right-handed, aren't they? Which means that pass from right to left is the easiest pass. But whether Saints tonight have made that conscious decision now, Liam Marshall's back after his... How long has Liam Marshall been out for Wigan now? It's got to be 10... Is it 10 weeks? 12 weeks? He did his hamstring, didn't he? 11 minutes it was. I can remember him doing it. 11 minutes against Warrington. That was back in April. So it's a 12 weeks. So he's done well to get back. Oh, there has been a red card. Staunton, he put a shoulder in. I didn't see who he's put the shoulder in against for Castleford, but Matty Staunton, he did get a red card. I thought they said somebody got put in the bin when I was looking at the text, but it disappeared. And it's still not showing. It's still not showing up as a red card, but it's definitely a red card. So, it's going to be a fun second half there. Wakefield 18, Castleford 10, but Wakefield down to 12 men. And it was Jowett. I don't understand that. Because according to this, Jowett has put a conversion over on 40 minutes. And yet I've just seen a clip of, I'm sure it was Jowett getting sent off for putting a shoulder in. Let's have another look. I've got to rewind this and see what is going on. Because somebody has either made an error with the... Hang on, who's been sent? Staunton, it was. I apologise. Matty Staunton. He's in the bin. He's gone for a shower. He's not coming back from that one. So it's going to be a fun second half. But they have got the lead, Wakefield. They desperately need them 2 points as well if they're going to stay on the coattails of Wigan and Leeds. I don't know if... I'm assuming that Wakefield have still got to play Leeds as well. So assuming that Wigan have definitely got to play Leeds. So when you think if Wigan can turn Leeds over, if Wakefield can then win Wakefield will be thinking that they've got a chance of this league leaders' shield. Personally, I think they're going to kind of go on a bit of a run, a bit of a naff run. I think they've got one in them. You know, when they played Wigan the other, 4 games ago now, something like that, they were absolutely awful. But, so I could see Wakefield kind of having a bit of a stumble towards the end of the season. I think they nailed on though, to be in the top 6. tell you who's not nailed on to be in the top 6, and that's St Helens. Just... And who was that who went off? He's failed his HIA for Saints. I can't remember who it was who went off in the first half. Yeah, if things stand as they are now, I don't want any laughing. They're having a tough time. They've just lost the coach. I don't want any of you Wigan fans laughing at St Helens. They've now, if things stay as they are, they've dropped outside of the top 6. Lee have overtaken St Helens. Oh, we've got injuries. We've got injuries. Well, I know what we'll do. We'll sack the manager. We'll sack the manager who came to us from Salford because he was able to put together a team that had a lot of injuries, aka what Salford had. You know, ultimately Salford's was that bad. They went out of business, didn't they? That's how bad Salford's were. And what did they think when they took Paul Rowley on? Did they think they were taking on a Matty Pete or a Lamb? Who did they think they were taking on? Did they know what was coming, St Helens? Because they've not got a good enough squad. It's a squad game. And now to be bitching at your coach because you've got injuries and you got thumped. Excuse me. You got thumped by Toulouse by 46 points to 0 at home. That's why he's gone, because he's not good enough. Nothing to do with the injuries. Just not good enough for St Helens. But I go back to what I said earlier. Where's the St Helens fans tonight? How many St Helens fans are there at the Brick Community Stadium tonight? Hang on, I'll count them. Put it this way. You'd fit them all in probably 2 coaches. What does a coach hold? 70 odd people? You might even get away with 1.5 coaches. Frankie James says 2. Yeah, just absolutely. The team's going through a bit of a tough spell. All right, you know, we've all been through tough spells. Where's the support for this game tonight? Oh, it's on Sky, so they can't be asked going. That's what it boils down to. And what has happened with St Helens season ticket sales falling off? Are the fans just turning the back? Is there something going on at the club we don't know about? You know, if you're a St Helens fan, let me know what's happening. Is there something behind the scenes that we're missing? There's been a lot of discussion among Saints supporters this season because season membership, they've dropped from what was the peak of St Helens' season ticket sales? That would be before COVID and after COVID, I would say. So 2019 to 2022. That would have been the peak season ticket sales for St Helens. Now the club's gone through these changes with Paul Rowley. That's not affecting season ticket sales, so that's not an excuse. Cost of living, yeah, I get that. Cost of living is shocking at the minute. It's absolutely shit. So I can understand fans not buying season tickets. But how much is a ticket to go and watch this game? You know, that when these games come out at the start of the season, the first games you look at if you're a Wigan or a Saints fan, let's be honest, is what were we going to be on over Easter? That's the first thing you look for, isn't it? Are we home? Are we away against the Warriors? I just don't get it. some of the fans. I'm trying to think where I read it. Don't quote me because I can't quote it verbatim. But some of the fans from St Helens had said they weren't buying season tickets because of the cost of living. I get that. And what they did say was they were going to buy tickets for certain games. You know, so that discretionary spending. I'm trying to think where I read it. I can't remember. But the gist of the story was we can't afford to buy a season ticket. Fair enough. Totally get that. We can't afford to go to every game. I totally get that. But tonight is one of the games where you save your money up. If you're going to go and watch a game, tonight is where you save your money up and you go and buy the ticket. Well, that's not happened. That just has not happened. How many Saints fans are at Wigan tonight? There must be an official figure. And let me tell you now, from what I've seen, you can see them in the crowd. It's not a lot. So does that mean it's an absolute load of bollocks when they say we're going to save our money up because discretionary spending means we've got to? Why would you not come to this game? Why? I just don't get it. There's no official figures released at the moment for what St Helens attendance is tonight. But when they come out, I'm not joking and I'm not being sarcastic or taking the piss or anything when I say it's got to be 100. You just can't see them. Neil Forward says they reckon around 1,700. Mate, I can't see them. I've tried having a look for them in the crowd and honestly, I can see like 100, 1,700 fans. I'll be amazed if it's 1,700 fans. I hope it is 1,700 fans because the Saints, they deserve that following. Do you know what I mean? This game, this derby match, it deserves that support from the fans, from both clubs. But where the standard normally be full, absolutely rammed, and it's so sparse. It's blimey. Honestly, I'm shocked that you've said that, Neil Forward, that you've said 1,700. Players are just coming out, by the way, so we'll be starting the second half any minute now. Neil Forward said, that's what Wilkin thinks pre-kick-off. Yeah. I didn't see what he's got to say. I'm not a Wilkins fan from when he doesn't like Wigan, does he? He just doesn't even hide the fact. But as a pundit, I kind of do like him. He's like my guilty pleasure as I listen to people because he kind of says things as it is a little bit, doesn't he? Doesn't always toe the party line, which is always good. He doesn't make any. He doesn't pull any punches. The fact he doesn't like Wigan, and why should he? You know, all through his playing career, they would have been classed as the enemy, wouldn't they? I mean, I'm only talking about for the 40 minutes each half and what have you. So just to suddenly, it'll be Wigan getting us underway, kicking from left to right, and here we go. Yeah, so you can't just switch it off. But Murphy from the kick-off, he's let it go through his hands. He's knocked it on. Not what he and St Helens would have wanted from the kick-off. Straight away, his teammates come over to him, say, "Don't worry about it." Well, that looked backwards to me. It went through his fingers and backwards. He's a little bit unlucky there. But hey-ho. Neil Forward said, but then again, he does talk anti-Wigan crap a lot. Yeah, he does, mate. He does. But like I said, he doesn't hide the fact, does he? He doesn't hide the fact. Do you know Matty Pete, the last couple of weeks, when his young charges were in there, Shea O'Connor and Lachlan, Austin Daniel, he looked really happy all the way through the game. And at the end, I've never seen him as animated Oh, he just got in there. Double movement possibly for Bevan French down the right-hand side. I think it might be a double movement. Here we go. On-field decision. No try. It looked like a double movement, but it may have been his momentum took him over. So it was down the right-hand side for Bevan French. He broke the line. 2 tackles kind of came in late. So Murphy's on the left. He gets a lovely handoff there. And who's that trying to get across? Might be Jake Davis trying to get across there. And then he's joined by Murphy. His elbow hits the floor there. And then he's pushed himself over. So that'll be no try. It'll be classed as a double movement. Not sort of his own natural momentum took him over. Yeah, no try. Only just a little push with his right leg, but a little bit's enough, isn't it? So Saints get us back underway. They're on their own 20. That looked a bit of a, call it a flat pass from Saints. Feeling generous. Yeah, Jed Cartwright, I don't think he's coming back on. And who was the youngster who went off earlier? Was it Matty Evans? Well, 24 points to 10 now. Wakefield are leading and they are down to 12 men. Jackson Hastings, 45 yards out from his own goal line, puts a kick in. Taken on his 15-yard by Fieldy. Little handoff to Marshall. Marshall drives it forward and he's just short of the 30. Harry Smith, dummy half, spreads it right to Eckersley. Eckersley tries breaking the line, can't do it. Right with the tackle. Now Adam Kieran. Just inside his own half, he gets brought down. Brad O'Neill's trying to break the line, can't do it. Gets an offload to Jai Field though. 3 tackles gone for Wigan. He's brought the line there. Jai Field, he's going in at the corner, is he? Great handoff. He's brought down that much short. He's brought down that short. Douglas with a great tackle there for Saints. I thought Field was going to get in at the corner. And he's quick, isn't he? But Douglas matched him for pace there. And got the tackle in. So Wigan on the 5th. Smith doesn't put the kick in. Rifles a pass to Field. He juggles it. Does well to keep hold of it. Excuse me. Now it comes back to Bevan French. French puts a little grubber kick in. It hits Jackson Hastings. Picked up by Partington. 6 again for the Warriors. Thompson's driving it in. He's 5 yards out right under the post. O'Neill spreads it left. Smith comes back right now. He's brought down. Goes nowhere really. Now O'Neill flings it to the right-hand side to Ethan Howard. He keeps it going to French. They've got an overlap if they need it. They don't need it because only Partington hits the line at pace. Breaks the line. He's straight through and puts that ball down. 4 on the board for the Warriors at the start of this second half. Eventually the pressure tooled on the Saints. Good initial scrambling defence from St Helens. But Wigan, you could see what they were doing there. They were pulling Saints to the left. They were pulling them to the right. They were pulling them to the left. And eventually, the 4th pull to the right-hand side. It was a lovely handoff on Wellesby as well. But Douglas, great tackle. Keeping Field on his back like a turtle. But a lovely pass there. They were waiting where St Helens for. French had that pass. He dummied it once. I think they were expecting the long floated pass out to Eckersley and hitting that line at pace, like I said, Ollie Partington. As soon as he got that, there was just that yard gap. Straight through it, no problem. The problem for St Helens is, though, if they'd have covered the gap for Partington, there would have been space on the outside for Zach Eckersley. So you're kind of damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Excuse me. Jackson Hastings is trying to G his troops up. You're flogging a dead horse, Jackson, because it's not a question of effort. It's just a question that they were outskilled. It's just a good try from Wigan. Right, 75% think Wigan win this. Let's have a look now. Let's get another poll up there. Something different. With 2 points as well for Kieran. Wigan 24, St Helens 12. Daz Reynolds says, who's on kicking duty tonight for Wigan? Well, mate, conversions is as normal, Adam Kieran. Fifth tackle, it's kind of fluctuating between Bevan French and Harry Smith. Sam Walters is on. O'Neill spreads it right to Ethan Havard. He gets over the halfway line. 4 tackles gone. Ellis with a nice pass to French, to Field, to Kieran, to Eckersley. I thought there was a forward pass there, actually. But inside to Bevan French. He's over the line. Can he get the ball down? No. Right with a great tackle there. He's actually pinned Bevan French on his back and then not allowed him to get the momentum to ground the ball. On-field decision, no try. But I'm not sure what we're actually looking at here, because there is no reason, unless we're looking at a penalty try. I'm trying to read what the video referee is saying. Oh, it's a possible penalty try. So Eckersley's coming down the wing on the right-hand side. There's a tackle on Adam Kieran in back play from Murphy. Then inside, oh, is that Jackson Hastings? So as that tackle, as Eckersley's going to pass this ball inside, Jackson Hastings is all over Bevan French. He's got his arm over his shoulder. It looks like he's trying to milk his prostate a little bit. Then he lets go of Bevan French and makes the tackle on Zach Eckersley. And then there's a tackle on Bevan French. For me, Jackson Hastings could be in trouble here. It's not a penalty try. Let's have a butchers. Right, so on-field decision, no try, that stands. It's not a penalty try. Jackson Hastings is being called over. Oh, he's giving him 10 in the bin as well. 10 in the bin. Let's put him a card on. There we go. Saved a try, ultimately. I wouldn't say it's a penalty try, and it wasn't, but... right, so we're on... So Wigan a man up and a penalty. On the 10, central, Ellis drives it forward. He's about 5 yards out, just to the right of the post. Brad O'Neill, short pass to Ethan Havard. He tries burying his way over the line. He can't do it. He's a yard short. O'Neill goes to the left. Poor pass, knocked on by Harry Smith. But the referee has... I think there might have been a chop on the arm of the passer, which was Brad O'Neill. Yeah, there was. Not sure what they were doing there, St Helens. So Wigan are going to go for the 2. Don't blame them, Adam Kieran. Just take the 2. I'm not sure who that was with the blonde hair, but just reached round and put a push on. Crazy play. Maybe he saved 4 points, so he won't miss this penalty, Adam Kieran. And if that ball had gone left, they had an overlap. They had a 2-player overlap, actually, Wigan. So maybe it was worth giving the penalty away. And the clock's ticking down, 8 minutes and 30 on it for Jackson Hastings. So maybe not the worst play there from St Helens to give away the penalty. Well, Wakefield 36, Castleford 10. Wakefield down to 12 men since the first half. And Castleford were playing better when Wakefield were up to a full strength. They'll be having a word with the referee saying, get him back on. It's going to be Tristan Saylor to get us back underway. He goes left. It's picked up by Bevan French on the 10. Hand off to Mago. Mago drives it forward. Gets to the 20. George Delaney met him. Stood his ground. Loose pass there from the Warriors. That ball's gone forward. And forward pass. Who was that? So it was Harry Smith. Harry Smith floated a pass. Yeah, Harry Smith floated a pass there. It went over Wardle's head and off the legs of Liam Marshall, then went forwards off his legs, and Saints, they've got a scrum head and feed 25 yards out. And then, oh, what have they done? They've been caught for Wellesby. Off the first play from the scrum. Just as they get some ball, Wellesby lets the forward pass go there to, oh my word, Jacob Host. He was stood a yard in front of him, and Wellesby let the pass go and almost pulled his arms back as he let the pass go and knew what he'd done straight away. Thick as shite, Wellesby. You're thick as shite. He's not. He's a good player, isn't he? That's why I don't like him. That and other stuff. When he tries cheating and being a bit too cool. Too cool for school, Wellesby. Good player, though. So it's Wigan back in possession. Who's upsetting you now? What? If it's not the 7-year-old Jack Russell, no, it's the puppy. Who you getting? My 7-year-old Jack Russell, he's got arthritis, so he's now got to start going for hydrotherapy. Dogs get treated better than adults, don't they? Can you imagine if you had to go for hydrotherapy now on the NHS? You'd be waiting about 10 years. Dogs, you get in there straight away, 30 quid a session. Money for old rope. Now Wigan have knocked it on. What are you saying?
Tom Daly.
Yeah, Tom Daly. Tom Daly, Jack Russell. Now Wigan are guilty of knocking it on. It's all getting a little bit scrappy. Time's going fast though, because that Jackson Hastings yellow, he's only got just over 5 minutes to go on that. But yeah, what's going on at Wakefield? Castleford are having a shocker. Turn Leeds over. Then you'd think, we're in this game. Wakefield down to 12 men. Getting absolutely thumped now. Harry Smith's been left on the floor. Oh, Garth Smith, I love you, mate. It's a good job Garth Smith's on the ball. Yes, he did kick the penalty, mate. Thank you for reminding me. I appreciate that. Really appreciate it. Know what's gone on here with Partington. Ooh, Partington could be in a little bit of trouble here. So it was Wellesby on the ball. He went into Kieran, bounced off Kieran Wellesby, and then there was a little bit of a swinging, shouldery tackle from Wellesby. Wellesby lies on the floor milking it like he's been hit by Frank Bruno. And now he's not happy because it's just a penalty, nothing more. He's a right cheating little turd, Wellesby. He gets on my nerves with that. Yeah, you tell him. George Delaney drives it in. Trying to come down the right hand side now, St Helens. Third tackle. Oh, you're going to get driven over the sideline almost. 2 yards in. Burns spreads it left. It's with Shorrocks, it goes through his hands, but it goes backwards. Now it's with Saylor. Good tackle there from Bevan French. So fifth tackle, they're going to be putting a kick in from... It's with Wellesby, 12 yards out, centre field. He spins. Shea O'Connor in with the tackle. Gets the offload away. Now Robertson, 22 yards out, puts a kick into the corner. Marshall takes it. Then he stays in field just by that much. So it's not a goal line dropout, but Wigan well and truly penned in now down the left-hand side. Walters gets over the 10. Good, strong run there from Sam Walters. So Wigan have got a little bit of space to manoeuvre in now. Marshall gets it over the 20. Oh, Wakefield are 42 now. Wakefield 42, Castleford 10. They're just having a shock at Castleford. So, yeah, as it stands, Wakefield would be above Wigan by 4 points. Daz Reynolds says, who do you think, off topic now, no McCallum has gone, will be Test captain? I don't know, mate. I don't know. That is a good question. Are we going to go for somebody long term? I hope we're not going to go for Joe Root. I hope we're not going to do that. I'm going to be talking about that in tomorrow's test match, that is for sure. West Indies and Pakistan will be on Eartham 3. But that was writing was on the cards there as well. Bevan French with a good tackle there on Delaney. Fifth tackle, Wellesby, 35 yards out, puts a kick in. It's only going to land on the 20. It's a shocker. Nobody wants to touch it. Eventually, Field does take it on his own 10. Tom Humphries has come on for St Helens. That should be penalty. Messing about the play of the ball there, Shorrocks. It is. It is a penalty to Wigan. Just 1 minute left on that Jackson Hastings yellow card. I'll take that off now or else I'll forget. But yeah, who's going to be the new captain for England? I don't know. Like I say, I hope it's not going to be Joe Root, because that's not the future. He's not the future for England in Test cricket. We probably are going to keep Joe Root for the Ashes next season. Next year. But he's not the future. One day, T20, yeah, good, but not. If we've no one better, fair enough, but surely we've got someone coming through. 2 tackles gone. It's with Patrick Mago over the 30. In St Helens this half. Brad O'Neill comes in at dummy half, spreads it right to Havard, to French. Jai Field bounces off the first tackle, Murphy. Now he's going lateral. Now he's looking, he's still going. Gets the pass away to Bevan French. Now Bevan French inside to Jai Field. He's going to get through here. Surely. No, he doesn't. He's brought down just a yard short. Sam Walters in at dummy half with an awful pass. And an awful pass, and he was picked up by Douglas, but I'm not sure if they were offside. Oh, he's about 3 yards offside. That's why he was able to pick that ball up. I know he's quick, but he isn't that quick. Who do you think, mate? Daz Reynolds. Who do you think will be the Test captain now McCullum's gone? Shea O'Connor drives it in. Still going. For a young lad, he's got some strength already. Loose pass there from the Warriors. Finds its way out to Kieran. Kieran back inside to French. French just takes a tackle. That'll be 2 tackles gone. About 15 yards out, 10 yards in down the right-hand side. O'Neill flings it central to Mago. Mago gets up to the 10. No thoughts of keeping that pass going. Just head down. See how far you can get. Now it's with Smith on the 10. They've got the overlap. They've got a 2-man overlap. And now they've come back the right. Liam Marshall stood out on the far side going, I'm here. But it doesn't matter anyway, because now a kick comes into Ollie Partington. Leaps like a salmon. Takes that ball at the air, puts it down. That's another 4 on the board for the Warriors. Liam Marshall was out on that far wing waiting for that ball coming. He was like, he had the old pipe out. It's normally Zach Eckersley, isn't it? 4 tries this season for Oliver Partington. We'll give him his Sunday name. Yeah, he was just waiting for the ball there, Liam Marshall. But it was Jai Field who came back across. Then it went to Smith. Smith was going to send the pass. Then he looked across and saw Partington making the run and just chipped that ball with the outside of his left foot. Put it on a sixpence for him. Didn't really need to jump that high to take it. As soon as he took possession, he was never going to be stopped from going over the line. 4 points on the board for the Warriors. I'll put them on straight away. I can't keep relying on Garth Smith to remind me. Yeah, Daz Reynolds. It's got to be Brook for me or a bowler. The thing is, I'm not impressed with Harry Brook's Test career. See, there's some of these Saints players now, they're leaving already. Leaving already. Yeah, Harry Brook needs to change the way he bats in Test match cricket, because he's not good enough to bat for long periods of time. He just goes in, tries to make a quick 30 or 40, thinks it's job done. He might even get 70. But he hasn't got the mentality to bat for 5 or 6 hours and go big. You know, sometimes you don't need the runs, you need the time at the crease, and he's not got that. I don't think Brook is a test captain at all. And a conversion slotted over by Adam Kieran, no problem. Wigan 32, St Helens 12. Saints get us back underway. It's taken by Bevan French on his 10. Inside to O'Connor. He runs forward. He's brought down by Delaney, but Delaney's hurt his shoulder there. He put a proper correct tackle in there, Delaney. Took the legs of O'Connor, but as he's gone into the tackle, I think he's done his shoulder. Not what St Helens need. Not another injury, surely to goodness. Looks like he might have popped his shoulder out there, in fairness. I'm not taking the mickey out of him for that. But I'm just saying, when your luck's not in, you only seem to get more bad luck. And now, Delaney, they're wrapping his elbow into his shirt, which is normally a sign that you've dislocated your shoulder, isn't it? Just stop the clock. Oh yeah, he went in for the tackle there, but as he made that tackle, and he still carried on finishing the tackle off as well. Yeah, he's popped his shoulder out. That's not good, it doesn't look like. So from this game alone tonight, who have they lost so far? They have lost Jed Cartwright. They've lost, it looks like they've lost Delaney, and I can't remember who it was who, was it Jake Davis, who failed his HIA, I think. So, once again, St Helens having a bit of a shocker when it comes to injuries, but go and tell that to Warrington. Yeah, we're having a shocker, we've got injuries. I know what Warrington will tell you. Their heart pumps purple piss. Tom Humphries spreading that ball left. It's with Shorrocks. He's brought down by Partington and Brad O'Neill. This could get ugly, you know. 19, 18 minutes to go. Hastings puts a kick in on the 5th from his own 35-yard line. Good distance on it, taken by Marshall on his own 20. Marshall's up to the 30. 32, 33, 35. That's where he's finally put down. Eckersley, what can he do? Can he get up to his own 40? He can. He gets over his own 40. The diminutive Tom Humphries in the tackle. Brad O'Neill spreads it right to Mago. Had to reach for that Mago, and it kind of took the momentum out of his run. So he's just short of the 40. Now it's with Bevan French. He chips one into space over the top. Kieran's after it. Murphy comes across. It's a foot race. Kieran gets there first. Dilly-dallying Murphy. Can't do that when Adam Kieran's about. Takes that ball off him. Candy from a baby. Momentum takes him over the line. 4 on the board. And when I said this could get ugly for St Helens, I was wrong. This is getting ugly for St Helens. The score sheet's getting ugly for St Helens. The injuries are mounting up for St Helens. Sympathy I've got for St Helens. Absolutely zip. Let's see what Wellesby's got to say about it. 10 tries this season for Adam Kieran. Be interesting to see what Wilkins says after this game as well. Is he going to try and defend St Helens? He probably will. He's not going to hide behind injuries though, is he? I mean, there Murphy's waiting for that ball. Do you know what that reminded me of? Do you know when Wigan played Hull KR at Wembley and that ball came over the top just before half-time and Noah Hodkinson kind of dilly-dallied before going for the ball, and I think it was Tom Amon. Was it Tom Amon or Tyrone May? Can't remember. But they nipped in front of him. As soon as it happened, you could see Noah Hodkinson's face like, oh no, I've messed up there. And they went in and put the try in. Well, that was almost exactly the same there as what Murphy's done. 6 from 7 tonight for Adam Kieran so far. That's 85%. Just about 5 yards in from the touchline. Has he pushed it? No, he's not. He's pushed it through the middle. He's only gone and pushed it through the middle. So a few changes here now. Bevan French is coming off. Rest that hamstring. A good way to come back into the team. And St Helens chairman, he's scratching his head. Him and McManus. He always reminds me he'd have played a good German in an in an old war film. He reminds me he'd have played the commander of a prisoner of war camp or something like that. Come on, Wigan, rub this in now. Put 50 on them. O'Connor driving it in. Up to the 30. He's brought down Junior and Sembra. Jack Farrimond not playing for Wigan today. We've got injuries, by the way. No, Liam Farrell as well, you know. We've got a few injured. Another set of 6 for Wigan. Easy yardage now. Wardle brought down 25 yards out. Fafita in there with Tom Humphreys. Curran at dummy half. Goes left to Smith. Short pass to O'Connor. He's brought down by Humphreys. Taylor Kerr's almost gone over himself there. He's about half a yard short. 5th tackle coming up for the Warriors. Long floated pass there from Harry Smith. Still the 5th tackle, and nobody's putting a hand on field at the moment. Now he puts a little grubber kick through. Douglas comes across, but he's going to be tackled in goal. So it's going to be a goal line dropout for the Saints. Yeah, do you know something? I try not to keep going on about it because I could go on about it every single stream. So I try and not do it, but you know how the wage cap, what is it, 2.5 million, not been changed for 5 years. Australia's 12.5 million. Is this becoming a problem now for clubs? So it's meant to bring in a little bit of fairness. It's meant to bring stability to the game financially. And I think ultimately, it's kind of, at the moment, it's counterproductive. You know, if St Helens have got the cash, they can't just go out and buy replacements, can they? And ultimately now, the St Helens fans, they've got a cob on. I mean, what have they taken tonight? Was it, Neil Forward was saying earlier on, they're taking 1,700. The stand where they are, it looks awful for this derby. And is it? Yeah, I understand we've got the cost of living crisis and what have you, but this has been going, knock on there from Adam Kieran. This has been going on for longer than this cost of living crisis. And are the fans now? Are they staying away because they're just not happy with the performance? And it's catch-22, isn't it? If you're not happy with the performance, do you really want to go and spend your discretionary money on watching your team get beat or put in a poor performance? Well, if you're a die-hard fan, yeah. If you're a fan, possibly not. And if you're somebody who goes now and again, well, probably not. You know, why do you want to go and pay to go and watch your team lose? You know, and let's be honest, they're not having a shocking season, are they, St Helens? They've still got a lot to play for. But this is where the salary cap, not being able to get the squad that you probably want and probably need. What we don't want to do is get to that's a forward pass from Saylor, got away with it to Wellesby. Wellesby's going across field on the 5th tackle. He's trying to break the line. He's brought the line now. Marshall's there. Now it's been knocked on by Wigan though. Was the first knock on by Wellesby? I'm not sure. We'll just see what the referee comes up with. I think the first knock on was from Wellesby. Good run from Wellesby. He just had no support. Yeah, are we going to have it where a team who can get 13, 15 good players can win the League Leaders' Shield because they don't get injuries? Not because they're the best team, because they don't get injuries. Are we going to get to that stage? It needs, the cap definitely needs lifting. And ultimately, you will get, as we're seeing now, fans won't go if the team aren't playing. Do you know, if you had, I think fans will go and watch a rugby league game, watch their team, if they've got a full team out and you get beat. That's just the game of rugby league. Where I think they'll stay away is if you've got a full team out that are not full of first teamers, if that makes sense. You know, let's be honest, when Wigan went to Hull KR and we've made 10 changes and we played the youth, well, all right, that was a one-off and it was a bit of a novelty. And actually, looking at the way Wigan have needed to use the squad this season, due to injuries, we've done really well. I mean, look at Noah Hodgkinson, came in for Liam Marshall. Well, he's been a revelation, hasn't he? He's been an absolute revelation. And that's how these players, if they get the chance and take it, you're laughing, aren't you? But what if he'd have come in and not performed because he wasn't quite ready? What do Wigan do then? Do we then try Austin Daniel? Well, Austin Daniel comes in and he's not quite good enough. Well, where'd you go then? You can't go and buy somebody. You stick with Austin Daniel or you stick with Noah Hodgkinson. Now, Wigan are lucky that they both have worked out really well. But if they hadn't have done, that means your fullback position and or your wing position you're struggling with. Then it happens at centre. Then it happens in the forwards. You know, then suddenly your team is struggling as a whole and the fans are thinking, well, we're only playing the reserves. I'm not going watching that. We're going to get beat anyway. The attendance comes down. So ultimately, you're costing the club money through not investing in the squad. So it's kind of catch-22, and I think it does need increasing. Like I say, how they can not increase it, I think it's 5 years. If anybody does know when Super League, they're in at the corner. If anybody does know when Super League, when the wage cap was last raised, if you can let me know. I think it was 5 years ago, and I'm sure it's 2.5 million. He's got in at the corner down the left-hand side there as Lewis Murphy. 5 tries this season for St Helens. It's a little bit like after the Lord Mayor's parade, isn't it? There was a little trip there from, I think it might have been Ollie Partington. He tripped himself up, I mean. There was a gap on the outside of Eckersley, and it was, is it Noah Hodgkinson? Noah Hodgkinson it is, he's come on as a substitute. Speak of the devil. It's going to be conversion to come from Hastings. Awful. Push that across. No distance on it either. So Wigan 38, St Helens 16. I've not set my clock going, have I? Let's get that sorted. Too busy yapping. Yeah, I'm sure. The Super League salary cap. The last increase was in 20. So that's 6 years. 6 years. And when you look at what inflation's done in 6 years, I mean, 6 years is COVID year, isn't it? Smith gets us back underway. Oof, blimey, who was that who came in with a big hit? Partington and Noah Hodgkinson. Yeah, it was last increased in 2020, and it went from 1.9 million to 2.2 million, something like that, 2.3 million, or maybe a little bit less, I'm not sure. But it's just not, it isn't enough. And ultimately, I've always said this, these players, they don't get paid as much as they should do. Five tackles gone for Saints. They're on Wigan's 40. Jackson Hastings puts a kick right down the middle. Jai Field comes across, takes it, not under any pressure. And Robertson with the tackle. Harry Smith comes in at dummy half. One off shot. Pass to Marshall. I thought he got tripped there. No. Now Wardle tries his luck. Not really gone anywhere, Wigan. They're still inside their own 30. What can Cade Ellis do? Still inside his own 40. Fifth tackle coming up. So they're going to be kicking from deep. Is he going for a 40-20? No, angle's wrong anyway. Douglas takes it about 8 yards out. And he's up to the 20, where he's going to be met by Ethan Havard and Shea O'Connor. Yeah, so the last thing I'll say on it is, what is the Super League down under? What's their salary cap? The NRL? Way more. Way more than Super League. I'm sure it's 12... Is it 12 million? Which is... just looking at that there, crossfield kick came in from St Helens. Oh, from St Helens. It was picked up by Adam Kieran. Then he's flown it inside, trying to get Eckersley away. The ball went loose and it was picked up by Partington. So it's Wigan in possession, 2 tackles gone. If it's 12.5 million down under the salary cap, that'll be US dollars. What is that in pounds? It's about one. Is it one to? That'll be about £6 million, won't it? So it's like 3 times the amount. Can't compete with that. O'Connor driving it in, 20 yards out, centre field. Kurt in at dummy half. 5th tackle coming up. They're trying to run it, Wigan, down the left hand side. Wardle gets wrapped up, and what Wigan want here now, this victory's wrapped up. Just don't want to get any injuries now. Let's have a quick check over. Blimey O'Reilly, Governor. Wakefield 52, Castleford 14. That's a proper good thumping for Castleford, especially when Wakefield are down to 12 men since the first half, as we're towards the end of the first half. Wellesby's brought the line here. He didn't let the pass go. In backfield, there's a Saints player gone down. I think that might have been Tom Humphries, tackled off the ball. It was, but referee says play on. Sailor, fast hands, Murphy on the touchline, puts a little kick through. It's picked up by Eckersley. Now it's picked up by Smith. He's brought down on the 20. Do you know, there's 4 minutes left in this game, just under. Let me tell you, there's going to be a schmozzle before the end of this game. There's quite a bit being said. There's just a little bit of niggle creeping in. All the players are absolutely hanging. O'Connor's down, just getting his head checked, so that'll be a stoppage straight away. As soon as the doctor comes on, that clock stops and the game stops. 77:09. Yeah, looking at the Saints fans there's definitely more than 100. Maybe 101. Well, do you know, in fairness, the Saints fans that have stayed, by the way, a lot of them have left. But the ones that have stayed, they're cheering to the end. Proper getting behind their team. Both sets of fans are giving it to each other, as you would expect. Nothing less. Right, we're back underway. Yeah, I get the feeling there'd be a right schmozzle, unless they're all just too tired and they don't bother. But it wouldn't be a Wigan Saints derby, would it? Without a bit of a set to. Thing is, Saints can't afford to get anybody red carded. They can't afford any suspensions. Wigan coming down to the left. They've got an overlap there Now the kick comes in from Wardle. Douglas was there on the cover. It's Wellesby who's gone through, and he's brought down by Liam Marshall. Shorrock's in at dummy half. Spreads it left to Douglas. He's going lateral now, trying to avoid Thompson, which he does, but he can't get away from Ethan Havard. And Cade Ellis. Robertson in at dummy half. He's trying to find a gap. No, I think Wigan have been... Oh no, they got away with that one. I thought they were pushing offside. Just 2.5 minutes to go. 4 tackles gone. Humphreys in at dummy half. Spreads it left to Hastings. Missed pass to Wellesby. Wellesby puts a chip down the line for Saylor and Murphy to chase, but it goes out. Not on the full, but it's gone out, and it'll be a handover to the Warriors. Eamon O'Carroll, what's he going to be thinking about this game? He'd nothing to lose, had he, coming into it? Excuse me. Nothing to lose coming into it. You know, chucked in with 24 hours notice, just over. He was always on. He was always a safe bet. That regardless of the outcome, he was either going to be a hero, or everyone's going to say, well, you know, what do you want him to do in that period of time? He's not going to take the job, is he? They're not going to offer it him. They're going to try and get a marquee coach. They're going to have to. They're going to have to. You know, how long has St Helens been in existence? Has St Helens been in existence since, was it 1875 or something like that? They're not exactly going to go out of business, are they? But we've seen 1875. We've seen teams struggle before. I'm thinking of the Bradford Bulls. Well, there's a kick coming there. It's been knocked backwards. Thompson picks it up, but he's wrapped up by Wright. So, man of the match for me tonight is probably going to be, I'd have to say Bevan French, I think. Let me know your thoughts on man of the match in the live chat quickly. I think I'll go with Bevan French. It would be easy to say Eckersley again with his tries. But I think Bevan French, his first game back after a long time out injured, hasn't he? He's played the odd game, but he's been struggling. But he's played well tonight. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. The hooter has gone. The Warriors take the points. Yeah, I'll go with Bevan French, I think, as man of the match today. Matty Pete's got a smile on his face. And yeah, one thing I just wanted to say before we go. My fear for St Helens is, I know I joke about, I give them stick and what have you, but that's just part of the Wigan St Helens banter. I would hate to see them go out of business. I don't think they will go out of business. I don't think we're anywhere near that. But what I don't want to see them do, and for anybody who's going to say, well, it won't happen. It's happened to teams. Look at the Bradford Bulls from the heyday. What was it? The 1990s. I remember them. 1990s. They were a big outfit. Super League was doing well. And then when did the Bradford Bulls get relegated? What year was it? And you look where they are now. You look at the stadium. You look at the fan base. It isn't what it was. And look what's happened to Salford. Salford. The worst thing Salford ever did was moving from Salford. I know for commercial reasons it was probably at the time thought to be a good idea, but the last time that the Bradford Bulls won the Super League was back in 2000 and, going from memory now, I'm trying to think where I was living when they did. 2004, 2005, 2006, one of them years. So it's only in recent times, and then they went on an awful run, didn't they? You know, to the point where they're almost going out of business. 2014, 15, they got the points deductions, they got the relegation, and then they spent, it would have been 2014, because they spent 11 years outside of Super League. This is the Bradford Bulls. If you'd have told me back in the 90s when I was watching the Bradford Bulls and Super League was doing really well, if you'd have said to me in 2014 they're gonna get kicked out of Super League and it's going to take them 11 years to get back, I would have laughed in your face. So could that possibly happen to somebody like St Helens? No, I mean, not this season. I'm not talking about that. Could it happen to somebody like Wakefield? Could it happen to a Wigan? Well, yeah, it could. It is a real danger, and I think it all comes back to the salary cap. Because if you get the wrong injuries to the wrong players at the wrong time of the season, you could have an absolute shocker. The danger is not that you get relegated. The danger is that build it and they will come, you know, as the saying goes. Well, if you don't build it, they won't come. And if the fans stop turning out, stop turning up, stop supporting the club, because ultimately this cost of living crisis, it's going to get worse, and it's going to get worse in a big way, and it could end up getting where you're almost into a COVID scenario again, where people just do not go. I honestly think when I look at the financial structure, not of the clubs, the financial structure of the globe, there's a massive reset coming. Whether it's going to be currencies failing, whether we're going to go down the digital route, that's for another video on another channel another time. But the knock-on effect of that is these teams now that are in Super League are not going to... they've given Bevan French, it looks like, man of the match. I don't disagree with them there, actually. So trying to build brand Super League as they are doing now, putting games on, like Daz Reynolds said, tomorrow there's a live game on the BBC at tea time. The games that aren't shown on Sky shows every single game live. The games that aren't on live and are only on Sky Sports Plus live, but sort of on the streaming version of it, they're on the bookmakers' sites. So I think the governing bodies, they're trying to push the game in the right way and trying to, like I said, trying to build brand Super League, and we need to do that. You know, all these teams that have got money, allegedly, it can dry up in the blink of an eye, and I just worry that who went last year. So last year we lost Salford, didn't we? They're back up and running in a fashion, but nowhere near what they were. This season, the Huddersfield Giants are going to go out of the league, aren't they? They're going to go into the Championship. I just fear for certain teams at the moment, and it doesn't take much of an upset, either off the field, poor performances on the field, and that snowball effect can weigh a club down. And at the minute, I think the league, Super League, I think it's doing all right. St Helens are just going through that bad spell, aren't they? You know, they were unlucky with the injury they got with Johnny Lomax, where he did his jaw. That was horrendous. Good to see him tonight. Yeah, that was horrendous, and they have got bad injuries, you know. But like I said, so have other clubs. Well, it just sucks to be St Helens at the minute. But Warrington will say the same thing, you know. Look at our injury lists. So yeah, I just hope that Super League is going in the right direction. Definitely need to have a look at the financial side of it, and long live Super League. Right. All that's left for me to say is well done to Wigan Warriors. Thanks to everybody who joined me in live chat. Let's have a look at that poll. And that 86% think 14% thought they did. You can't teach stupid. Yeah, tomorrow we've got the first test, West Indies, Pakistan. Little bit of a slower pace. Join us in live chat for that one. And Sunday night we have got the big one, Wisła Krakow. First game back in the Polish Premier League, the Ekstraklasa. Anyone who is watching from Poland tonight, dzień dobry. Dobry wieczór. Nie mówię po polski angielski, dziękuję bardzo. Wisła Krakow. Jazda. Tak. I'll be in Poland on Monday. So just missing the game, unfortunately. But I will be back on Thursday, like I said, so we'll be covering more Super League next week. I'm looking forward to that. All that's left for me to say is thanks to everyone who's joined me, and I'll be back tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your Friday evening and have a great weekend. I am Jimmy James. Bye.